What is up, App Nation? Welcome to another amazing App Masters virtual summit where we bring on awesome guests to really break down how they've optimized growth, monetization, and retention. And today I've got a great guest for you. He's a friend of mine all the way in Portland, Oregon. His name is Jordan Bryant. He is the founder and CEO of Chamber DS, an app incubator. We're going to learn what that really means. So without further ado, Jordan, welcome to the summit.
Awesome, Steve. Super stoked to be here. Thank you so much.
Jordan put together an amazing presentation. He was by far the most prepared guest of any virtual summit that we've put together. So I'm going to let Jordan take over and we're going to go through some of the things that he's going to be talking about. But we're going to be really talking about optimizing your growth funnel. So Jordan, take it away, man.
Awesome. Okay, let me share my presentation here. Okay, so like Steve pointed out, optimizing your growth funnel. So we're going to go through what all that entails and what Chamber DS is and how an app incubator helps you get through this whole process. You know, we need to be understanding that funnel, and there's 6 sections of that funnel that we track: acquisition, activation, retention, revenue, loyalty, profit. So we're really tracking everything you need to know to actually find all of those holes and optimize your business as a whole. So, you know, examples of these different sections: downloads, first launches, accounts created, fully onboarded active users, lifetime duration. So how long does it take for them to become a customer? So from a user to a customer, that's really important. So it's a metric that you can focus on to get that down if you're wanting to convert more customers. But then also how long they stay a customer. So again, the retention of them. So yeah, we need to track that all the way down to profitability so that we're knowing how much revenue we're generating per user, per customer, how much profitability, you know, for every user, this is how much profit we can expect because of all of our conversion rates. You know, we need to know these things. You need to know your numbers as a business owner. Okay, so now wanted to show an example of what this looks like in real practice. So I'll use this example, a project of ours where TimeClock, they had really great conversion numbers, and the whole point of this platform is to track time for an employee. So that's the concept. So people would sign up to get access to this through the App Store, and then they clock in, clock out to track their time. Employees do that. So what the conversion funnel looks like at a very high level: download the app, create the account, 30-day free access. You're fully onboarded when you've added your employees, devices, you clocked in, and they converted $10 per month. That's the model. So the first month that we took it on, these were the metrics that we were seeing. They were getting about 90 downloads a month. Of those 90 downloads, 21 were becoming new accounts created. So that's a 23% conversion rate, which is not the best, but not too bad. Then of those 21 new accounts created, 14 of them were becoming new customers. So 67% conversion. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you look at conversion in the funnel, it looks great, right? You have a really great converting funnel. But then you look at the profitability of the company, and it had less than a 1% profit margin, which means that it had a fixed overhead of maintaining the technology that was eating up all the revenue was going to that. So it really wasn't profitable. But this is the best problem to have, because now you have a great conversion rate. You just haven't added enough users to it to actually be profitable. So what we had to do, add more users to the funnel. Simple, right? So that's where, obviously, Steve, you helped us and work with App Masters to add more water to our bucket, because we've identified that we didn't really have any major holes in the bucket. We had great conversion rates, so let's throw some water in that thing. Well, when we throw water in the bucket, it really helped pinpoint a core problem in that funnel. So at first there wasn't enough users on the platform to expose any of those holes. And so when we added users to the app, then it exposed the first hole. So we had, when we added all those users, right, we had over 1,000% growth rate. Boom, amazing. Our conversion rate for accounts created actually doubled, right? So that's amazing. So 901 accounts created. And when they're creating an account, they're also creating a free trial. So we had all these people signing up for free trials for this app. But then we only had 16 that were converting. So a 2% conversion rate of the people creating an account. That's terrible, right? Very bad. Big hole. Cool. But now we know that there's a hole there. But that's not enough to know that someone's creating an account and then not becoming a customer. So in leveraging Royal Metric, it allows us to dig deeper into that activation part of the funnel. And once they've created an account, then what's taking place after they've created an account before they've become a customer, really measuring all of those things. And we found that most were dropping off before finishing onboarding. And when we look at the onboarding, so 42 were actually fully becoming onboarded. 16 of the 42 were converting. So we had a really great conversion rate of onboarding to becoming a customer. The problem is people weren't understanding how to fully become onboarded, which is as simple as adding an employee, adding a device, and then clocking your employee in. So once we identified that individual thing, then we had to diagnose that hole. So the things that we did to diagnose that hole were adding user surveys so that we can capture some more quantitative information, right, of who these people are, who are the people that are actually using the app that we need to talk more about so that we have the context when we go to talk to them. The next thing is doing those user interviews. So talking to the people before they convert to a customer, because we want to know what they're thinking coming into it and then what they're doing through the process before converting. So why aren't they actually becoming fully onboarded? And then talking to those customers to understand the type of person that is converting, what they're thinking coming into it and what they're doing to actually convert, so that we can bridge that gap between the people that are making it and the people that are dropping off. And here's some of the things that we found. So this was our target user right here on the right. Those of you that know Office Space, you may recognize this image. So this was the person that was using our app and converting to a customer. So we found that majority of the people that were downloading and using the app were construction companies, average of 20 to 30 employees. So kind of a small organization, small back office. The main target user that was downloading it and distributing it to their employees and then making the purchase decision was the office manager. And talking to these office managers through these interviews, these user interviews, we found that they're using TimeClock as that first step into digitizing their company. So because it's the first step for them, they're really not technical. They really haven't implemented any sort of digital process into their company. And so for them, this is kind of like that first leap of faith. So having that context, we found that they're not technically savvy, where they understand how to set something up. So they're really looking for 2 to 3 really simple steps to get fully onboarded into using the app. And so that was really those key learnings. So these were those holes that we identified. Like, these are the true holes that they want to onboard. So from this user insight, they want to onboard in 2 to 3 steps only. So that's what we had to make happen. And they needed to be easier to understand, simplify the terminology, simplify the steps, take away the clutter, really have them hyper focus on the step they need to be doing. And so this is how, again, prior to going back to concepting, we want to think about what is the low hanging fruit? What is the easiest non-technical way that we can plug these holes to start to just validate that these are the holes that we need to be plugging. So to do that, we implemented an email series and 15-second GIF tutorials in those emails, targeting those first 3 steps to get started. So the key thing is, I don't want people to take away from this whole case study, we just got to implement an email series and boom, we'll have a successful app. What we did is the secret sauce was tapping into knowing who we're talking to, and then tapping into that insight, because they told us exactly what 3 steps we need to give them. They told us exactly when we need to give it to them. And they told us exactly how we need to tell them about those 3 steps, which told us exactly that we need to implement this specific email series to start it. And so with implementing that, this is what we saw. within a month of doing that. So we maintained our conversion up top here, but then in just implementing that basic email series, which took us a week to implement, we increased our users being onboarded by 81%, which then almost doubled our new customers, which put us on a 45% margin trajectory, which is going to cause us to double the company this year. So that's taking a 100K company and turning it to a 200K company, which provides all the cash flow necessary to be improving and growing the application. So I really just want to take a minute here to let this sink in, because by identifying the hole, properly diagnosing it, and then implementing a solution, it's giving us some breathing room so that we can reinvest back into the app. Because this where's it at here? Okay, this is only up 8%. Customers that were onboarded, it's went from 5 to 8%. It's only a couple of percentage points. 8% is not something we're excited about. It's still a very low conversion rate. But by making these tweaks, it's given us the budget we need to now reinvest back into the app. So first, the low budget way was the email. That's great, but we've identified the problem, and now there's other solutions we can be testing in app to help make it a better experience, improving the application, so that we can be increasing that even more and more and more, higher conversion rate, which will then correlate to more new customers, more profitability, more growth, because the conversion funnel is set and we've identified the metric. Now we just pound that metric until we get it to where we want it to be.
Check out the videos on the side if you want to see more of our amazing content. And also don't forget to hit that like button and hit subscribe, and leave a comment below with some of the content that you want to see. I want to make sure all your questions are answered either by me or one of my expert friends.